Alright guys, well, I finally broke out of prison. If you want to check out the prison recipes, they're right here. And I am going to New York to open my own street cart. My name is Serge Cannon. I'm going to show you how to make the best halal chicken and rice dish you can imagine. A New York staple that everybody loves. This is a dish that every true New Yorker has had at least once. Best served on the street. Unfortunately, we're doing this during the lockdown, and you're gonna have to make this at home. This recipe calls for 3 parts: the chicken, the rice, and most importantly, the white sauce. Now, if you've never asked for extra white sauce on your New York City street cart meal, you're just not a New Yorker. The white sauce is extremely important. For the white sauce, you're gonna need cups of full-fat Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. You can use 2 small cucumbers or 1 medium-sized cucumber. I'm using a medium-sized cucumber for this recipe. 2 tablespoons of finely chopped garlic, a 1/2 teaspoon of chopped dill. We're going to have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. We're just going to mix all these ingredients up in a food processor and put it in the refrigerator overnight. We're just mixing everything together. We add the salt and sugar, and once all the ingredients are in the food processor, we liquefy it in the blender. And the sauce is ready. Now that the sauce has been sitting in the refrigerator overnight, we're going to pour it into a bowl. So we have plenty of it for our chicken. 1½ cups of chicken stock, 1 cup of jasmine rice, a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of curry powder, a teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of virgin olive oil. Okay, all these ingredients go into the rice cooker. I like to put in the rice first, the turmeric, so that everything is in there evenly, salt, the curry powder, tablespoon of pepper, and lastly we add the chicken stock. So while the rice cooks, we're going to set that aside and prepare our chicken. And now the main part of the dish, the chicken. To make the chicken for this halal chicken street cart recipe, you're gonna need 2½ pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, a teaspoon of ground black pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin seeds, 1 tablespoon oregano, lemon zest from 1 lemon, a tablespoon of finely chopped garlic, half a teaspoon of coriander, a teaspoon of curry powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now let's prepare the chicken. The chicken is probably the simplest part of this recipe. Okay, so once your pan is nice and hot, we're going to add the olive oil. And the garlic. Once you have the garlic in the oil, you add the chicken. After you've added the chicken, add the lemon zest. Once you've added the lemon zest, you can add the salt. Now we're going to let this cook for 3 minutes on each side before we add the rest of the ingredients. Now we're going to cook this for 4 minutes on each side before we add the rest of the ingredients and chop up the chicken. After 4 minutes of cooking on one side, we flip the chicken and allow it to cook for 4 minutes on the other side. Okay, once the chicken is cooked, you can take it out of the pan and cut it up, or you can use a wooden spatula to just break up the pieces. Once it's been cooking for 4 minutes on each side on very high heat, the chicken should be very easy to break up. I like to cut it in the pan so that the chicken stays moist when it's done cooking. If you use smaller pieces, they'll cook faster, and sometimes your chicken will come out a little drier. So I like to break the chicken up after it's already cooked a little. Now we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Ground cumin, then the dried oregano, and now, to get the flavor mixed in there evenly, a half a cup of water, and we stir until all the flavors are evenly mixed. Okay, now we prepared the chicken on the highest heat available. Once the water has evaporated, the chicken is ready. Now that the 3 parts of our New York street cart halal chicken are ready, we're ready to plate them. Now that we have the rice on a plate, we add generous portions of the chicken right on top, and then we top it off with our delicious white sauce. And there we have our finished dish. You can add hot sauce, optionally if you like. Top it off with something green as a garnish, and enjoy the authentic taste of New York City street cart halal chicken. Now let's give this beautiful dish a taste. Tastes exactly like it came off the streets of New York City. If you like this recipe, click the like button. If you made this recipe, click the I made it button and share your photos. Make sure to follow me on Khal.com, and be sure to share this recipe with your friends and your family through all your social networks. I'm Serge Cannon. See you soon.